welcome to Lamp and Light Tuesday. So it's our third week, and this week our session is dubbed Intimacy Through the Word. If you're a new subscriber, we say a special welcome to you. Welcome to Lamp and Light Tuesday. So let's dive into today's session, Intimacy Through the Word. Let's go. So one thing that I've realized experientially and I've got to understand is that the power of prayer and the Word is seen in its consistency. I repeat, the power of prayer and the Word is seen in its consistency. So these are the examples I always use, like you going to the gym. Regardless of how much effort you put in, spending 24 hours in the gym on the first day, you are not going to see any change on your body. You aren't. Neither are you going to see any change probably in the first week. Any change you are going to see is probably going to be after a month or two of you going to the gym consistently. Same thing can be applied in you planting a seed and wanting to harvest fruits in the first week or probably in the first month. You aren't going to see any change, but you have to keep watering. To see any change in your body after going to the gym, you have to go there continuously. You have to do that consistently to be able to see any change. So building an intimate relationship with God through the Word isn't a day's journey. This is a journey most of us begin. We get tired, we get weary, and then we give up. Because you started reading on the first day, second day, sometimes you don't really understanding what's going on in the book you are reading in the Bible. You didn't really understand some things, so you just gave up and then moved on with life. It isn't supposed to be so. The Bible from Genesis to Revelation, when you read and then put every understanding, all the prophecies together, you get to see that everything aligns and speaks about Jesus directly or indirectly. Some of the books figuratively talk about Jesus Christ, not just directly. There are some prophecies you'd read in Isaiah, they refer to who? Jesus Christ, who came in the New Testament, which is in the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So building an intimate relationship with God, first starting with an encouragement, isn't a day's journey, and you don't have to give up on the way. Let's read something from 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 18. So this from the NIV. It says, we all with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory are being transformed into his same image. Note, are being transformed into his same image with an ever increasing glory which cometh from the Lord, who is the Spirit. Note, it says we are being transformed into his image with an ever increasing glory. So probably on the first day you read the book of Matthew, you are not getting it, you are not understanding it. Same thing the Bible tells us. It says the path of the righteous is as a shining light which shineth brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. So probably on the first day you've read and not gotten it, doesn't mean you shouldn't go back and read. It gets clearer and clearer when you read them. Part of the Bible that talks about some history, you might read on the first day, there are names you might not get familiar with, but go back and then read them. They become clearer and clearer. It says we are being transformed into his image with an ever increasing glory. The path of the righteous is as a shining light which shineth brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. So building an intimate relationship with God through the Word isn't a day's journey. You start, build consistency, and there's a thing of delight, finding pleasure in reading the Word. When we read Psalm 1 verse 2, it says from the King James, it says, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he doeth meditate day and night. If you find delight in something, means you find pleasure in doing it. And if you find pleasure in doing it, it will be prioritized and you would do it at all costs. Be it tired or grumpy or not being in the mood. There are times where you might not be in the mood of prayer. You might not be in the mood to study the Word. But this is a month of intimacy where we are getting to learn and understand that in building an intimate relationship with God, studying the Word, emphasis on Bible study in your life has to be a priority. That desire and pleasure must be built. Because the thing here is, it is in intimacy through the word you get to understand and know the ways of God. It is in intimacy through the word you get to understand the mind of God concerning each and every subject. The Bible tells us that there are ways that seem right to a man, but in the end is distraction. It might be logical, it might make sense logically, but in the end is distraction. Because there are some things that using logic they wouldn't make sense, but the Bible instructs us because it is in your word which defines to us what the mind of God concerning a subject is. So to give you an example, with the topic of giving, logically, if you want to have more of a thing, you have to get more and then keep it, right? But the Bible tells us that give and it shall be given unto you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall be put to your bosom. Give and it shall be given unto you. But logically, if you want to have more of a thing, you have to just huddle and then get to keep. But the Bible is telling us that if you want more, you give. So this is the mind of God concerning giving. So logically it might not make sense, but the ways of God is higher. The wisdom of God is greater than the wisdom of men. So in intimacy through the word, you get to understand what the mind of God is concerning each and every subject concerning life. You shouldn't say God isn't speaking to you. You don't know the ways of God when your Bible is closed. That is wrong. So to conclude this whole session, let's read something from Proverbs chapter 20 verse 22. It says, "My son, give attention to my word. Give attention to my word. Incline your ear to my sayings. Do not let them depart from your eyes. Keep them in the midst of your heart, for they are life to them that find them, and health to all their flesh." Let this be your meditation. So, placing the last emphasis on the first verse, it says, "Give attention to my word." And giving attention to it, intimacy with God through the word, has to be a daily something. You have to attend to the word on a daily. Every day you make time. It says, "Give attention to my word. Incline your ears to my saying. Let them not depart from your eyes." You give attention to it each and every day of your life until Jesus comes back. Each and every single day, you give attention to the word. So intimacy with God through the word. I hope this whole session has blessed you. Share with your friends and families. Kindly subscribe if you haven't. So I'll see you next week. Soli Deo Gloria. Bye.